There's never a quiet moment between Greece and Turkey. Now, Greek foreign minister blames Turkey for threats of war after the Turkish foreign minister threatened to take action against Greece in the wake of a military exercise in the Aegean Sea. So with us now are Yanis Koutsoumidis from Greece and Dr. Murat Aslan from Turkey. And I want to ask you both first, this language of war and threats by both sides, this can get out of hand very easily. Do you see a real danger here? Let's start with you, Mr. Koutsoumidis.
Yes, well, just to start with, it's a language of war that starts from Turkish side. The Greek side always maintains a position and argument that it wants to maintain peace and does not want confrontation. Turkey says that there is no patience on their side anymore because Greece is evading dialogue or is not demilitarizing the Aegean islands. So we are facing a situation where maybe an accident might happen, or there could be a red flag operation in the coming months in order to justify military confrontation in the region. This is totally illogical because no one will benefit from such a confrontation. I think it's based on domestic politics needs by Mr. Erdogan and his party, which are doing rather bad in polls ahead of the presidential election in mid-2023. But this is really serious because we haven't seen this kind of language from Turkey since decades.
So let me switch to Dr. Aslan. In Turkey, internal politics or other reasons?
Well, I believe that it's a saturation because what Greeks did for centuries actually pushed Turkish politicians to raise their voice, For instance, 23 September 1821, Mora Peninsula, they massacred 32,000 Turks and Jewish people. And right after then, they continuously pushed back Turks from Anatolia. And there was a continuous act of Greeks leaning on the other powers. And today, just claiming that it's the international law, even though Turkey is not a party to some portion of these arrangements, that Greeks are right, etc. Well, we are academic. First, we can't impose to be hawkish, pro-war individual, especially during lecturing or during any presentation like this. But we have to be objective exactly to the audience to inform them well. If Greeks are to support PKK in Lavrion camp, just around the Athens, if Greeks are continuously propagating against Turkey in the United States or in Europe and propagating against the interests of Turkey in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. So I think this is just a maturation of what had been witnessed and experienced because of the Greek agitation. So this is what I observe for the last decade.
So,
actually.
Mr. Koutsoumidis, this is, according to Dr. Aslan, it's more than just the islands. It's the PKK. It's a wider thing.
Well, I totally reject any allegations that Greece is training or assisting any PKK terrorists, etc. The Lavrion camp is open to any journalist, to whoever wants to visit, and it's not a closed camp or a secret camp, something. This is totally out of fantasy that the Greece is training terrorists. On the other side, there are true problems in Eastern Mediterranean and the Aegean. Turkey maintains that it needs some special treatment in its hydrocarbon interests in the region. There have been successive calls by the Greek side, even the Egyptian side and the Cypriot side, to come on a table and see what can be done to share the wealth of the Eastern Mediterranean. But it's very difficult because Turkey maintains that any deal cannot come according to international law or law of the seas because it is a special case and it should be treated as a special case.
Okay.
So
let me advance a little bit. I really want to see if there's any chance for a diplomatic channel here. Dr. Aslan, is there any diplomatic channel at all between the two countries?
Well, it totally depends on how Greeks act. Let me give an example for the affiliation of PKK and Greece. Right after the deportation of Öcalan from Syria, it was the Greek member, Kalenderidis, a member of Greek intelligence community, who guarded him, who just supervised him, and also took him to Athens. That means there was an organic, affiliation, and Öcalan actually confessed it. So we may have a diplomatic channel, but it depends totally on Greeks with a logical and wise manner.
Okay, let's ask the Greeks. Mr. Kotsomitis, diplomatic channel?
Yes, right now, as I'm hearing from Greek government, they want to want to reopen a diplomatic channel with the Turkish government. But since the last meeting of the Prime Minister of Greece and the President of Turkey, there have been two incidents where Turkish Air Force violated the Greek islands in the Aegean. So there was a stop in the talks, the military talks, delicate talks that could lead to de-escalation in the Aegean. I think it's mostly part of a political will on both sides to overcome the rhetoric right now and sit on a table and show that they are willing to at least de-escalate the situation. I sense that the Greek side has some will to sit on a table with Turkey and find ways out of this terrible situation right now.